With all of the resources that are at our disposal these days, becoming a millionaire is attainable. So in this video, we want to share with you 3 habits that we feel you can use to copy today that will help you become a millionaire in the future. My name is Carmen.
And I'm Darius. And becoming a millionaire, it sounds kind of hard to wrap your mind around, but the most important thing you should be thinking about is the habits in which you can start incorporating in your life right now, because the habits is really what is the most important thing, and becoming a millionaire is just a byproduct of the habits that you've created when you up until that point.
So the thing that we want you to do right now is take inventory. The very first point is take inventory. Take stock of what are the things that you are currently doing. And we all know that there's different things that we probably should be doing or shouldn't be doing. So that's what we want you to take into inventory right now today. And the reason being is because if you already know that there's a little voice inside of your head that's saying, I can do better, I can strive for more, then you can see it. You know, seeing is believing. Believing is seeing. And if you already know that and you can see a different future for yourself, then you're on the right path. And what you need to start doing is creating habits, daily habits, just small tweaks that you can start doing to encompass into your life today.
Right. And before you jump into it, there's one thing that you said that really resonated with me, is the fact that there's certain things that you should be doing and certain things you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
if you're not where you are, where you want to be financially, you're doing more things that you shouldn't be doing than things that you should be.
And sometimes you're expelling more energy doing the things that you shouldn't be doing than the things that you should be.
Right.
Like how much more work is it to get better ingredients to eat than to just buy a box off of the shelf?
Right.
Like you know that you should be doing better, but you're just not taking the time to do better.
Right. And how much energy does it take to turn off the TV and read a book instead to help improve our skills and abilities?
You see where we're going? So take inventory and start taking stock. And what we also want you to realize is that we're not saying you need to make massive change right now. We just want you to start doing one thing different every day. And you were talking about habits. Make that a habit. Make it habitual. Make it to the point where your unconscious habits now become, or your conscious habits now become unconscious, right? You just do it without even thinking about it. That's the point of this, because a lot of the things that we're doing that we shouldn't be doing is unconscious, and we have to retrain our minds to now think differently and to do differently.
Isn't that a habit?
It is.
That's the definition of a habit. Your conscious things that you do on a day-to-day basis become unconscious things that you do on a day-to-day basis.
And we just had this conversation yesterday where we were talking about, I was telling you that one of the conversations I was having with one of my girlfriends, and she was talking about, think about all of the changes that you make in your mind, you know, every single day, the different changes you say, oh, I want soda instead of water. Oh, I'm going to go outside instead of sit on the couch. Like, you make these changes in your mind instantly, and you do whatever it is that you say you're going to be done. But when it comes to us making maybe larger changes, changing our health, changing our fitness plan, changing our money, things that maybe take a little bit more energy, we're like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Or we never commit to it. But yet we make all these changes in our heads, hundreds of changes every single day of the things that we are or we aren't going to do. And those things are cemented. It's done. We made that change. We're going to do it. But for whatever reason, we don't do those same changes with the things that we know we should be doing in our lives.
And the sad thing is that we can be on a good path, but it's so easy to get on the wrong path. It's so easy to revert back to our old habits or the things that aren't fulfilling our lives. It's really easy to go back to it, and it's really hard to get on a new path.
Yep, which is perfect segue to the second point, right? So we said take inventory. The second point is you have to determine if these habits align with the person that you want to be. Like, ask yourself that. Is me losing weight, is me being a millionaire in alignment with the person that I want to be? Because just being a millionaire, just having the money in your bank doesn't necessarily change you. It can change you as a person, but what does just having money do for you? Right? So you need to figure out what are the character habits that you want that is going to be in alignment with the $1 million that's going to be in the bank. Right. And that's why the habits don't stick, is because we don't change the person. We just change the outcome. We're like, this is what we want. We don't change ourselves to welcome or maintain the outcome.
Right. And that even goes back to why the first point is so important to take inventory, because if you have, if you're on a journey and you're here, but you want to be in this area here where there's a millionaire, the decisions that you make along this journey, you can see if I'm heading in the right direction, right? Because I'm taking inventory. I can see if is the decisions that I'm making taking me on a different path away from my objective.
Yeah. And these points that we're talking about are a lot different from like the monetary points that we typically make in some of our videos. Go do this, go do that, go make passive income. And the reason why we wanted to have a different approach to this video is because we recognize that once you have that money come into your bank account, you have to figure out how to maintain it. Just because you have $1 million in your bank account doesn't mean that you're a millionaire, because you could make one transaction, now all of a sudden you're a 100,000-aire.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to be making financial decisions as a millionaire before the million comes in.
Oh, yes. That's exactly it. That's it. Oh, can you say that again?
You have to be making decisions as a millionaire before you become a millionaire. You have to make decisions as a healthy person before you become healthy.
You have to be a healthy person before you become healthy. You have to be a millionaire mentally, spiritually, but before you even have the money.
Yeah, your outward appearance, that's just when somebody else comes up to you and say, oh, hey, you look great or whatever, you were great before then. If you all of a sudden have a net worth of, well, not all of a sudden, if you accumulate a net worth of $1 million, your bank account is just late to the party.
It's just linked to the name.
It's just late to the game.
It could be anybody, you know, at that point. And that's why we want to more so talk about, like we just said, the character changes. What are you doing within yourself to become the millionaire before you get the money in the bank? What are the habits that you are intentionally setting out each day? What are the small little tweaks that you're doing every single day to make character changes in your life? Because for us being in the financial space, we see so many people make $1 million, but they can't maintain it. They spend $1 million. And so then what was all that hard work for in the first place? Because for us, it's not always about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. We think about taxes, we think about inflation and everything that comes. You see all these professional athletes, you know, actors, actresses, superstars who go broke because they can't maintain the money. And it just goes back to the habits. What are you going to be doing and changing and implementing into your life so that you can make sure that once you do come into some money, you can maintain it.
Right. And you talk about professional athletes. Let's say a basketball player, for example. The reason why they get paid so much money, or the reason why they're good at what they do, is because they figured out, or we can see, the one thing they need to do over and over again is get the ball in the hoop.
Yep.
When it comes to our finances, there's one or two things that we need to do over and over again to get the financial success that we want. We just need to figure it out. What happens a lot of times, or what we did initially, is we did a whole bunch of things.
Whole bunch of changes.
A whole bunch of changes, a whole bunch of things. And we had $100 coming in here, $200 coming in here, a few $100s over here. Yeah. We were doing too much. And when we started to really scale back and say, hey, what is it that we really need to be doing? We made that a habit.
And also, what is it that we want too? Because as we were building our business, we recognized hair on fire. Like, this isn't what we want. we want to have a business. We want these things, but this wasn't the lifestyle that we wanted to come with it. And that's the other thing, to make sure that you are in touch again with the character piece of it, but you're in touch with the lifestyle that comes with whatever it is that you want. Because so many people say they want the laptop lifestyle, but do you really want the laptop lifestyle when you know what it entails?
Yeah.
We had the laptop lifestyle, and getting sand in your keyboard is a pain in the butt. So we said, no, we don't want to have to work on the beach. We want to just enjoy the beach and not have to work and answer emails while we're sitting on the beach chairs. So again, make sure that you're specific with the goals and whatever it is that you set out to be. So with the lifestyle change, you know that if you want to be healthier, you know that if you want to become a millionaire, there are certain things that you need to start doing. There are certain things that you need to start doing. Maybe we need to be more strategic with our spending. Are we spending too much in consumer areas that aren't bringing value, that aren't making money for us? Do we need to start figuring out what investments, what ways of cash flow we can start to create where our money is making money for us? What are the things that you can start doing and focusing on? It's not about, again, massive change. It's just about consistent change.
I like that.
Thank you.
What do I follow it up with?
The point 3, the third point, or actually before that, what I definitely want to share is if you are interested in joining the Wealth Nation, then definitely click on the link below. Darius and I have an amazing money school community where we are teaching entrepreneurs and high achievers how to maintain this lifestyle that we're talking about so that you can be in control and own your own lifestyle.
In the comment section, let us know what goal are you trying to obtain and what are the habits that you think you need to get there.
Now, jumping into point number 3 is a huge point for us. And this is something that we state a lot on this channel, but we mean it. We mean surrounding yourself around those who have more money than you and those who are achieving the goals in which you want to achieve. And the reason why we stress this so much is because if it wasn't for the mastermind groups that we've been a part of, the people that we continue to surround ourselves with, we may not have been where we are today. And it's because iron sharpens iron. When you hear your homie is out hustling, you don't want to be sitting on the couch with nothing to report that you're not doing anything. Yeah, you're like, I should be out hustling too. I should be doing this. Or what are you doing here? Learning from each other.
Yeah, or when your friends in the gym and you're home eating a donut.
Yeah.
That gets you in gear because the people you surround yourself with are the people who you're going to become.
Yeah, and you see people standing up straight and you're still a little slouch. You're like, man, what you doing with your posture over there? Let me see what you got going on.
And the people you surround yourself with will keep you in check.
Yes,
they will definitely keep you in check. Just like Carmen mentioned, she was talking to one of her friends and she told her about this habit. She actually inspired this video. You need friends in your corner just like that because it's not always going to be rainbows and sunshine. There's going to come a time where it gets hard and you want to be able to have somebody you can connect with that is going to tell you the right thing and not necessarily something that happened to them and they're putting their own insecurities on you.
True.
So you want the person that you come in and maybe have an issue, you should be able to talk to them and their insecurities be what you're trying to attain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the other thing too about surrounding yourself with like-minded people is you never know what resources they may have in addition to what you may bring to the table. There's so many times where we're like, man, we need a copywriter, or we need this developer, or we need that. And then the people that we just are talking to, venting to, they're like, oh, call my guy Jim or call this. And next thing you know, you don't have to start at the back of the line interviewing 70 million people when they've already been vetted. So that's the other piece of surrounding yourself with like-minded people is mindset, is resource, and also pushing each other. Because like you said, you never know what Darius's goals may scare the hell out of me, but they may be like, wow, this is something that he's doing, and you see him making progress to that. So it only makes you want to do more and work harder.
Yeah.
And I would say that the reason why we're in the state that we're in with our business is because we're surrounding ourselves with people who are doing more than we're doing. And it continues to drive us to realize that, wow, we can be billionaires one day. Like, why can't we be billionaires? Because Jay-Z's doing it. Why can't we do it?
We're going to have to be billionaires if inflation continues the way it's going.
I knew you were going to say that. So with the habits that we want to go back to in this video is all about the 3 millionaire habits that you can copy today that you can start doing and implementing in your lives. And like we said, we're not talking about massive change. We're not talking about uprooting everything that we're doing. The first thing that we said was take stock of what are you doing? Like right now, write down a list of 10 things that you want to start changing, or 10 goals that you want to start accomplishing. And now, what are the character habits that you have to then start implementing in your life so that you can attain those goals? Like we said, if you want to be healthier, it's not just about eating better on Monday. It's about embodying that person. What is a healthy person? What does a healthy person do? What do they look like? What are they eating? What are they working out? What does a healthy person do? You need to figure out that lifestyle, because you need to go every single day, start embodying those things. And that marries itself with the second point, which is the character habits and attaining those character habits, what you want to start doing. So taking inventory and then figuring out who is the person that you need to be in order to accomplish those goals. Not just about goal setting, because like we said, it's not just about the outcome. It's about the person that you need to become in order to reach those outcomes.
Right. And remember, you become the person before you actually get whatever goal that you set for yourself. You are a millionaire before you actually become a millionaire on paper.
That's a good point. And to that point is, you may realize throughout this journey that it wasn't even about having $1 million in the bank in the first place.
No, it's still a byproduct of the person you became.
Yeah. Maybe you just needed to tap into that spiritual mindset that you needed, or the millionaire mindset of having a peace of mind with your finances. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just about having a peace of mind that is the most valuable thing to us. And that's, again, why we keep going back to character changes. What are the character changes that you want to make? Because that's going to be the most important thing throughout this journey.
Right. And lastly, your squad. What people do you have around you that continues to encourage you, continue to push you to be the best version of yourself? And
don't be afraid, ladies and gentlemen, to divorce some of your friends and family temporarily. The divorce is a strong word, mm-hmm. but maybe separate yourself from some of your friends and family temporarily, so that you can become the best person that you can be. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever seen Steve Harvey's rendition where he's talking about who's on your wagon. We'll link that video up here so that you can see it. But I feel like this really depicts how you should be taking your journey so seriously. Because if you're pulling a wagon up a hill, you want to make sure that anyone who is on your wagon who is helping push your wagon in any certain way. And if they're dragging you and in their dead weight, then they don't need to be on that wagon. And you have to start understanding how you can love and be around these people because obviously they mean something to you, but you just have to figure out how you can love and support them in different ways, mm-hmm. without it tearing your goals and your dreams down.
Right. And at the end of the day, what we want you to realize is none of this costs anything. It doesn't cost anything to change your habits. It doesn't cost anything to change the people that you surround yourself with. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah. So the only thing that we have to do is we have to actually sit down and take time, maybe turn the TV off, so that little voice in our head that we keep trying to make quiet, trying to mute, it has all the answers.
I love that. That's a really good point. And the other thing too, where you're saying it doesn't cost anything, a lot of times people feel like you have to spend money in order to make money. And what we found is the gems that come from our life have cost us absolutely nothing. A gem came from a book that completely transformed everything that we think or what we need to do. And now we're going down a different path. So with these 3 millionaire habits that we're talking about, a lot of this, when you think about it, has to do with education. When you're thinking about the goals and the habits that you want to start taking place, you're probably going to have to start reading. You're going to have to start educating yourself. YouTube University, hello, so that you can start figuring out what is the path that you need to take. And none of this costs any money.
Yeah, we spent $100,000 more, hundreds of thousands of dollars to realize that it didn't cost us anything.
How about them apples?
Don't make the same mistakes we did.
No. All right, Wealth Nation, we wish you much love and luck on your journey to success. We know that many of you are going to do amazing things, and that's because you're going to take action. That's another thing that we didn't talk about, is a lot of times these ways in which we change and we evolve is because we start to take action. So if you want to start taking action, definitely check out our next video where we talk about millionaire mindsets.
Remember to own your own lifestyle,
or someone else will.